Blue's playthrough of Battlefield 1. I am their Wine. And here we are at long last. Playing another Battlefield game. We're playing a new breed of Battlefield game. Well, you kinda can say that, yeah, I guess. Well, yeah, but at the very least, we're finally playing a Battlefield game that takes place in a historically accurate Battlefield 1. Or, the World War 1, I mean. And you may be asking, wait, there's a Battlefield that took place and there's not historically accurate World War 1? Yes and no. There was a game that DICE made that Battlefield is a fictional successor to, and the game was called Codename Eagle. That took place in World War 1. However, that took place in an alternate World War 1. Battlefield 1 takes place in a historically accurate World War 1 just as much as Battlefield 1942 and probably closer to Battlefield 1943 took place in a historically accurate historically accurate World War II, and well, Battlefield Vietnam and Battlefield back in the 2 Vietnam taking place in a historically accurate Battlefield, or keep saying Battlefield, but no, Vietnam hero game. And yeah, now people are disappointed. Yes, people are disappointed that Battlefield 1 is taking place in World War 1 because they want their back on the 3 and they want their Battlefield 1943. Which I can't blame them because I want them to. However, I love the idea that DICE wants to go to World War 1, a time period that is not often covered in video games. And they want to do it the Battlefield way, which is almost never done in video games. Because the thing about World War 1 games is basically they cover one thing and one thing only. Like for instance, you got Wings of Prey. It's a World War 1 simulator or flight simulator. It simulates, at the very least, fighters, maybe some bombers, but I don't think so. Then you got a ton of fork strategy games that take place in World War 1, mostly made by not made by Paradox, but made by these people that I like, which I'm forgetting the name of right now. Do apologize. I am really blanking really hard on their name. But those people. I'm actually forgetting them in the game as well, my bad. And then there's some shooters that take place in World War 1, like Verdun. But those are rare, especially multiplayer ones. Usually they're single player. Oh, Slytherin, that's what I'm looking for, Slytherin. Well, there's not that many that take place, or that have all 3 elements. Oh, and also, there's no real tank war games, is there? I guess not. But yeah, the thing about Battlefield 1, you think that Battlefield games are special, because it's your first Battlefield video you're watching, is big open maps, realistic gameplay. By realistic, I mean it is not super simple arcade made strictly for fun, made for strictly gameplay purposes, and it is not increasingly complex, made to really simulate something like a simulator. Battlefield has always been the simplicity and easy to get into, easy enough anyway, of arcade games, and the realism, but not too much, of similar games. Because similar games, basically, they take real values, how things really work, and then make it into a game. Realistic is a combination of the two. Realistic games have always been more like arcade than they are similar, which gets similar people angry when you call like Battlefield a similar, and they're like, oh no, Arma's a similar. But then again, Arma is hard to control and may not be as fun as a Battlefield game. And likewise, Battlefield games are not arcade games as much as they are in arcade games, which is why, let's say, Call of Duty people don't like when people call Battlefield games arcade. They say, "No, that's not arcade. It's too slow." So yeah, Battlefield 1 is also more of a tactical game, A game where you're meant to take time, do decisions, or take time, be slow, don't rush into things, plan, except with tactical games, which are usually single player experiences or co-op. Battlefield 1 is multiplayer or multiplayer co-op because they have squads, not single player co-op at all. So yeah. But Battlefield, like I was saying, takes elements of those, as well as its combined arms gameplay, which, outside of very other few games, like let's say Halo, and again Arma I guess, and even Arma doesn't have aircraft, or Halo doesn't, Halo has aircraft but they're tiny and they're, don't go that, and they don't fly that high. Whereas Battlefield 1, or well as Battlefield games, are truly combined arms, are truly basically give you the experience of being in a modern war, which is what they're going for with Battlefield 1. And basically, in Battlefield games, not only are you a soldier in the battlefield, you can also drive vehicles, light vehicles like Humvees and Jeeps and stuff, but also drive tanks, drive intermediate vehicles, armored vehicles like APCs, and in Battlefield 1 armored cars. Not only that, but most Battlefield, well, actually in other Battlefield games, if they don't have vehicles and tanks, they will also have air vehicles. Like planes and helicopters. Update Battlefield doesn't have helicopters, they have zeppelins, but anyway. But yeah, not only that, now this is rare in Battlefield games. Well, okay, it's rare when we get to the extent. But there's also ships. Well, there's also boats you can pilot. All on the same map, all in the same battle. All you can basically what you can do is you spawn as a guy, get in a vehicle. Basically you can spawn in the guy, run to a plane, get in a plane, fly, jump out of the plane, get in a vehicle, or drive the vehicle to a coast, get in a boat, get over to the boat, go, jump out of the boat, kill some people, get in another car, and continue. That's unique about Battlefield games because a lot of other games you can only do one thing or they just do one thing. Battlefield can do all of them, and this rarity, which is in Battlefield 1 2, which hasn't really been seen since Battlefield 2142, if you want to go extremes, but definitely Battlefield 42 is big ships. Now, I don't know if the big ships will be necessarily really playable, because it might just be the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought is a behemoth, which is vehicles that spawn in the map every now and then, if you have a certain point, which Battlefield has done before. Not the vehicle spawning, well, you can argue about vehicle spawning, but a thing spawning, a special thing that basically if you have a point they can capture. But yeah, weirdly another game does that. Now what I find funny about lead up to Battlefield 1 is it's been very hyped. However, I played the closed beta. Which I do have a gameplay series of the closed beta, which you can go check out, put in the description, as well as just one looks at, or just one unboxes of the early deluxe edition. I'll be doing the collector's edition as well when I get it, which I'll link in the description too, and I'll talk about that later because that's also interesting, and you might want to know that. But I'll probably talk about that more in gameplay, and you can go watch if you want more information about that. But anyway, so went back to what I was saying. So, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's the hype and the lead up. Now, this game has been hyped a lot, and I played the closed beta, and it lives up to the hype. It lives up to the hype perfectly. The best it can be. Best it can live up to the hype. It does that in the beta, and that was the closed beta. We'll see in the full release what happens. But anyway, so. This game's been hyped up to all ends, and some people have been disappointed by various things, which I will now go over. One, or actually, there've been people complaining about some things. About, oh wow, like basically they say, oh how Battlefield 1's supposed to be the most realistic World War I game ever. It's not. They never said it was. What they did say is it was most historically accurate and realistic game ever. What they did say is they will be historically accurate, and realistic. They did not say it is a simulator. Keyword simulator. If they said simulator, you can complain. If they did not say simulator, you can complain because it does that exactly. Although there are some issues, or at least in the closed beta there were, about the fact that the vehicles were shared across nations, which is something Battlefield has never done. Unfortunately, this is the first time they shared vehicles across nations. Like for instance, every nation can have a Mark V tank, even if they're not British or an ally, or basically if they're not British. And every nation can have a well, no, LFD, even though they're not French or allies, or uh, whatever. What do you call? Official powers are Germany and France, and Emirate is the what is the World War I version of the Allies, which I've forgotten what they are, what they're really called. I always forget what they're really called. But anyway, and everyone uses the same armored car, which is British. And everyone uses basically the same triplanes and the same biplanes, which is unfortunate. I wonder if they're going to change that for the full game. I hope they do, or I hope they did, but we'll see. But other than that, this game is pretty realistic and historically accurate. Of course, every nation can have every gun. Battlefield has stopped doing nation-specific guns. Starting with Battlefield 3 is when they phased it out. Battlefield 4, any nation can have any gun. Which Battlefield 3, you had to be a certain level. Basically, every nation had their starter gun. Like United States had M16, and then other people had their guns. But and before that, in Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 2142, which basically made those battlefields a little dated by that point. Where basically if you want to use a specific gun, you have to be that nation because those nations only have specific guns, and maybe they trade off when you ranked up. And there's guns that could be swapping between nations, but they stopped doing that. Which is a complaint. It can be if you really want everything to be really historically accurate. But other than that, it's actually a good thing because you can use whatever gun you want on the nation, so it prevents people from basically discourages people from just saying I want to play only in this nation because I want to use only their guns. So yeah. But anyway, but yeah, so far it's lived up the hype in the closed beta. Now people were kind of disappointed. But those people really, really, really had high expectations, or they're not first person, or I will use a very umbrella term, they're not first person shooter, both are first person shooter people. There are people that wanted to play Battlefield 1 strictly because it was hyped up, strictly because of World War 1. Not because they like multiplayer first person shooters or Battlefield. If you like Battlefield games, you probably think Battlefield 1 is the best Battlefield ever. At least that's what the impression I got from a closed beta. If you like multiplayer shooter games, you probably think Battlefield 1 is the best game ever. If you just want a World War game, and if you want it to be insanely historical that kind of simulator, you might not like Battlefield 1. If you want Battlefield 1 strictly from the hype, well, that's your folly. But yeah. But I definitely live the hype if the first two are true. Even if they're all true, you still live the hype. You know, if like, let's say you are a casual gamer that plays Minecraft or any other, or like visual novels or any other game, and cannot take a more hardcore game like Battlefield, which Battlefield 1 is more casual than the typical Battlefield, but still. You probably won't like it. But still. But this is, from what I get from the closed beta, going to another topic, from what I get from the closed beta is Battlefield 1 is actually, well, it is very realistic, but one more realistic battlefields out there. It's kind of arcadey with the not vehicle physics, because ground vehicles are fine, but with the air physics being very arcadey, as in the biplanes fly perfectly, like you don't have to really do anything. They don't, they're not hard to fly. They're insanely easy, and they're even insanely easy if, let's say if it has an Ace Combat flying model. Ace Combat flying model is harder than this, and that's using modern jets, for the most part. So, yeah, but it's still really good. Now moving on to my last topic conversation before I go over the games or the versions of the game. Now, moving on to the campaign, which is what this series is about, because it's not the gameplay. This is not the multiplayer game. This is not the multiplayer. This is not the gameplay series. This is the playthrough. Now the campaign. And now the campaign of Battlefield. Oh, do people hate them? All of them, except maybe Battlefield by Company 1 and 2. They might like that. But people generally hate Battlefield campaigns. I get why for Battlefield 3 and 4. But generally, I really don't get why. I love my Battlefield campaigns. I mean, I get why people will complain about Battlefield 3 and 4's campaign being too linear for Battlefield game. And even Battlefield Become the Fuse campaign being too linear, which we'll see in Battlefield 1 if it's more open world. But people love Battlefield Become the 1 campaign for having gigantic maps. But if people seems like people want our Battlefield game to be very open, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Like, they don't want open world, they want open levels. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but how Battlefield's been doing it, it's been working. I personally like the Battlefield campaigns. I guess people also complain about not having a good story outside the Battlefield games. They don't really complain about anything else, really. Now, my favorite Battlefield campaign was Battlefield by Company 2's for sure, as well as most people. However, my favorite campaign of how it worked is Battlefield Hardlines, believe it or not. People complain about Battlefield Hardlines campaign. I'm like, what? What is wrong with you people? Battlefield Hardlines campaign was amazing for a Battlefield game. It was amazing for a game period, but it was pretty amazing for a Battlefield game. And people said, oh, it's just another Battlefield game. I'm like, what is wrong with people these days? Because at open levels, you could basically solve a situation by 1,000 ways. And people complained about it. We all just didn't like it. I mean, yeah, but the story may be bad, stuff like that, but still. I mean, like the things with Battlefield games is you're never ever going to hear is bad graphics. Battlefield games is always awesome graphics. Bad voice acting, bad writing. People never complain about that in Battlefield campaign. Which, by the way, I have all the Battlefield campaigns, which I'll probably in the description. But Battlefield 2 Modern Combat, because I haven't done that yet, because I got stuck on it and never went back to it. But anyway. Alright, so now moving on to the additions of the game. Now, there are... Let me count my fingers. There are... Physical, which I know by heart. There are... Standard, Early Enlister Deluxe Edition, and Early Enlister Gold. And well as the Collection Edition. Now, there's also Ultimate Edition, which is a digital on Xbox, at least. So, yeah. Now basically... which I'll link a description to the TLA, which you can look at if you want, really the descriptions of the packs, because we are going on for far too long an intro. We're going on for like 20 minutes. It's just the intro, which here's a good reason for, because stuff, because explaining stuff. But anyway, so Earless Deluxe Edition, which you may notice today is the 19th, which should be watching this. I'm recording this on the 18th, and if you know, Battlefield 1 is coming out the 21st. You'd be like, wait a second, how is he playing it on the 18th? Well, it's because I'm playing the Early Enlister Deluxe Edition / Gold Edition right now, which basically means I can play the game 3 days early. And if you had EA Access, you can play the game even earlier. So yeah. Now, I might be a little shocked about this, but truth be told, once I realized it, I wasn't really shocked. But basically, EA and DICE had this idea a couple years back when Steam Early Access was first getting really started. By the way, today is, well, like I said, the 18th of October 2016, which the game's coming out the 21st, and Early Enlister is the 18th. Anyway, so, like I was saying, EA and DICE had this idea after seeing the success of Steam Early Access that, you know what would be cool if we had an early access game of ourselves, preferably a Battlefield one, in which basically, actually that's pretty much all I've heard that they have said, because I heard this like third, fourth hand, and that's what they have said. Which basically will probably entail that you can buy the game early in beta or early alpha, just like a Steam Early Access game. Which, by the way, remember, early access has been the term far before Steam ever used it. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, people complain about you complain about Battlefield 4 having a rough launch. Battlefield 4 having a rough launch, and they're complaining about it's Battlefield 4 or like that. Then there's also more serious complaints about how early access has gone on Steam, and that's a bad thing. Also complain about the fact that that it's a AAA release. Why do they need the money? Um, which the thing is, they don't. But I think what they were going for is the simple fact that if you want to get the game early and check it out and help develop it, you can. You're not supporting the developer pretty much, but you are helping develop. You're probably helping develop the game at the very bare minimum least. If for all you cynical people out there, or realists as some people call them, you uh, you basically you know, you at least get to play the game early, which is what I think the real reason is. And I think that's what early Lister Edition came from, and why they're making it so you can get the game, play the game, the actual full release early. So yeah, by the way, you had to pre-order early Lister. You had to pre-order in early Lister to actually play the game early. Like you cannot go to the store today. You cannot go into GameStop today or go into a store today and get early Lister. However, you can get digitally though, via, as you can see, via the once we get there. As you can see, you can get digitally. Which, by the way, the digital version of Early Lister did come out the 17th of October 2016 for some odd reason, and the 18th they're held back for physical editions. So yeah. But anyway, there's also the Gold Edition, which comes with the Premium Pass. And the collection edition which comes with a bunch of physical stuff like a statue, a cloth poster, train car, or deck of cars, pigeon with stuff in it. Its own DLC, stuff like that, and the and the and the and the inner listers came with their own DLC, 3 DLC packs, which are Red Baron pack, Red Baron pack, Lawrence of Arabia pack, and skins for vehicles. And if you pre-ordered the game, you would have gotten the Hellfire pack, basically, which is more DLC. Each coming with gun skin, vehicle and/or horse skin, and one other thing. So yeah. Which they are worth it for the DLC and they're worth it for the early access time. But anyway, I think we're done. I think I'm done explaining, which probably took up its own episode. My bad. But anyway, let's actually press A. Okay. Yep. I accept. By playing Battlefield, you automatically save your profile, game stats, and presence with others in game. You share, right? Not save, share. And app you can customize. App sharing data, alright. And also they're launching a new Battlefield thing, which they tried doing with Battlefield 3, didn't really get that far, and they are doing with this again. Did they do one Battlefield Begin 2? I don't think so. I think it's like Battlefield 3. By the way, let's continue. Oh, by the way, welcome to Battlefield 1, By the way, that guy is the statue. He can switch his guns and melee. Or switch his gun and melee. Personalizing experience for you, Calibration, adjust the screen and move the arrows so they touch the corners of your screen but remain visible. Oh, this wasn't in the beta! Oh, great! Alright, continue. Oh. Barely visible? If anyone may be wondering why Battlefield 1 is called Battlefield 1, it's because it takes place in World War 1. Pretty much. And, like, World War 1 is like this, like the daddy or granddaddy of modern warfare with tanks, planes, battleships, stuff like that. Not carriers, but battleships. Barely visible. It's like sound presets. They haven't done the sound presets in a game ever. Let's do medium speakers for just general listening on YouTube. I'm not quite sure what warp tapes do, though. Electronic Arts presents. I shouldn't have picked warp tapes. My bad. A Dice production.
Somebody!
Oh.
Kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me while I'm alone and blue as can be.
And welcome to World War I. Battlefield was based upon events that unfolded over 100 years ago. More than 60 million soldiers fought in the war to end all worlds, and it did nothing. It did indeed. Yeah, it changed the world forever. Yep. In every way. What follows is frontline combat. You're not expected to survive. I think I am. Act like me. Oh.
We're surrounded!
Yeah, I think I know
We
that.
have to hold this line!
Will do. Alright, give me a sec. Can I change my settings? What does this do? Actually, let's keep on war tapes. How about that? And put it on surround plays. For this benefit anyone with surround sound. Language English. My team speaks my language. Let's have that off. Now, in Battlefield games, in Battlefield games, starting with Battlefield 4, they had this actually on. In all Battlefield games before that, they have it off. In this game, they give you the option to turn it on and off, which is nice. Game announcer. Player only select to have a game announcer on. Oh, why would anyone turn them off? Female will keep you on for now for the sake of the video. Well, we won't have it for the sake of the video because we're doing campaign right now, but we'll keep it. We'll keep her on for right now. And in all Battlefield games, the announcer is male and always male. If the hell's on, oh, that turned on automatically. All right. Gameplay. Show what? Yes. Cursor color. You can change it. We'll change it later. Which, by the way, cursor color has never been in a console Battlefield until now. It was in Battlefield games. I think since Battlefield 2 on PC. Don't know. I don't know any doubts that, but I'm pretty sure. I know for a fact it was Battlefield 2 and Battlefield 2142. Don't know if it was in any other Battlefield games. I assume it wasn't all of them, but Battlefield 2. So yeah, it actually comes to console. Which is the thing about Battlefield 1 is they added a ton of stuff that was not in the console. That was not in the console released Battlefield games. Like all this, they weren't there before. Battlefield settings have always been more or less simple. Okay, they added this. They added this in Battlefield 3, I want to say, where you could. Was it 3 or 4? Either one. Where basically basically when you zoom in, your guy leans to either direction, or to either direction in the corner. I'll peek over, we're keeping those on. Parachute auto deploy, choose whether your auto deploys when spawning, on the parachute or free falling from squad mate. Before Battlefield games, you didn't get the choice, or had the ability, or actually, yeah, if you were falling while spawning, you did have a parachute, I think. Well, that might be fun to have that turned off. Context-based order giving. Oh yes, that's been every Battlefield since they put in the since Battlefield began the 2. Plane chase camera roll. We choose whether the third-person camera rolls the plane. Yes. I miss the star rotation. Okay, we'll keep the aim assist. Wait, choose whether zooming steps to nearby enemy. Okay. We'll keep these on for now, so we can get the feel of the game. Then we'll greatly turn it off after that. Reload hint, yes. That hint, yes. Network promo scrap, hide it for now. Alright, so now let's go to controls. Probation on, yes. Invert, no. Invert flight, that's all we're inverted, by the way. That's good, it's pretty inverted, so turn that on. You go on normal controls. Up is up, down is down. Unless you turn this on. I choose normal flight controls. So this is sensitivity, we'll be messing with that in 2 seconds. Sprint, which by the way, Battlefield games never had abilities, or at least on console anyway, to switch between zoom, that's new. Soldier Sprint has always been, actually, in Battlefield games it goes from hold to press, like around like Battlefield 2 time, but now as you can see you can change it. I forgot if you can change it in previous Battlefield games. Hold tap forward sprint, that's new. Weapon zoom, that's been in Battlefield, that's been in PC Battlefield games. I don't think it's been in console ones. Steady scope, I never use it, and that's staying scope in the Battlefield game. I think that's new, or it's close. Soldier buttons, which I keep these standard. Vehicle buttons, I keep these standard. Transport buttons, ooh, what are these? What are transports? Ooh, what are transports? Ooh, are they boats or are they vehicles or are they trains or a mix of all three? I don't know. Air, we're changing air sticks because I need them swapped to softball. That's how I fly playing this pitch. It's pitch up and down and roll on the left stick and everything else on the right stick. From playing Ace Combat. And then you got all these things mess around with, which all these are new. Alright, so video. We got field of view modifiers, which I don't think were in the Battlefield game before. At least not the PC ones I play, which are the Battlefields up to back on the 1. And I did play Battlefield 3 to play. And Battlefield Heroes, but not very much Battlefield Heroes. So Elevated Battlefield 3 to play. And those are the only Battlefield games I have played on PC. The rest I play on console. Which, by the way, I should mention that I do have a play. Actually, I already mentioned that the playthroughs of the previous Battlefield games, but back Modern Combat, those are in the description. I should say that. Colorblind's been in Battlefield games since Battlefield 3 or 4, I think. We'll play the game with what 55 field of view, and then we'll miss. Oh, yeah, 55 field of view, then we'll miss. Then we'll play on 90. Oh, 55 vertical, 70 horizontal, but we'll play on 90 because that's what I prefer it as. It's nice that they allow you to change it. Actually, let's see what the minimum one. Minimum is 50. Not 30, like, oh, actually, 60 is like the bomb on some games at 105. People that like that limit, because I'm pretty sure people like more than 105. But it's nice that it has that. I'm not quite sure the brightness means. I'm not quite sure the brightness means what it wants to mean, because in previous Battlefield games it hasn't really been. Like, putting it where I put it is not exactly the best idea. I wish I showed you what war tapes are. Actually, let me look it up on the internet real quick. But this is the first time thinking about it. That a Battlefield game puts you right into the campaign. I'm pretty sure they've never done that before. Yeah, that's war tapes. So was it? Um. Yeah, war tape seems like a pretty good idea. We'll keep it on for right now. Although it could sound weird. But we'll see. Alright, let's go. Alright, for the slowness, but I'll probably make this one episode then. It takes the time. I usually like to cut playthroughs in 14-minute long segments because I just prefer. I think that's like for a series, if you want to upload multiple videos a day, or just a series in general, 14 seems like a pretty good length. This is 30 for single videos or video upload a day, and then 40 if the game wants to. All right, let's go. So looks like we're pretty late north. We got tanks. Oh, what gun am I using? Are they coming? Oh, pressing other battlefield controls. Oh wow. Get down my pistol out. Oh, hit markers. Actually, hold on. I must mess with desensitivize. Must mess with it. That is far too low. I think I was using like what 60 on closed beta. That's good. Now, by the way, the pistols in Battlefield 1 are absolutely amazing. They just beat everything if you know how to use pistols. By the way, if you don't know, I try to shoot to wound, even though it doesn't matter. You missed. Oh, sorry. Oh wow, this is too much. I think they changed the sensitivity bar from sense to closed beta because that's too much. I think I had that around there. God, I think there you go. Watch those videos. Oh, what the? Gotcha. These guys going down easy. And you know the reason why I don't like aim assist. Oh, some guys are tough. Some guys aren't. Oh, that's a grenade. Pause there. I actually pressed. I pressed start, then messing with the controls because grenade. So aim assists off. Oh, they call hit markers hit. Okay, and headshots are different. Their headshots are the same. Aim assist. No, please. I noticed we don't have dead zone, which I wonder if they missed the. Oh, yeah, grenade, but it's on the wall, but still hard. I should have reaching health. Oh. I'm out of pistol ammo, jerks. Run! Run! Why is it slow down? That's the wrong button. What's this thing? I'm afraid the British because I recognize their helmets. Guy. Oh! I think I know what's wrong. Yeah, I was like, why am I still getting aim assist? Oh, I know why. Because I forgot to turn this thing off. You aim and turn off aim assist, or you can aim and aim. Yes. Let's do that. Oh, great. Oh, shotgun. No, no, rifle. Call it wrong. Not even rifle is the carbine unit. Get a grenade. Run. I will hold my ground to the end of them until they stop coming. They must realize they're losing. Oh, they're rushing. From behind too? Oh, great. How do I fight this guy? What's for me? Do you have grenade? Yes. Oh, you have flamethrower. That's cheating. That's cheating! No machine gun! Oh, we're good.
We came from all over.
Come on! I noticed the slowdown when you're low in health. Oh, great! Guys!
Let me tell you.
I need you. Can we win? Or did they get me? They don't try. Yeah, they got me. I wonder if it's Campiagn that you're being sold into. Definitely don't have that milk player. Oh, yeah, and that makes battlefield destruction. Airship? We're British. We don't have them. We think what? We have things that I got to go play. Oh, that's it. Plane. Yeah, that's not what airships did in World War I. I knew they were in World War I. I liked them and I liked them. Oh, missed the flame trooper itself. Oh! I'm good! You got me a French gun. Start! Oh, two shotguns. Are they now? I do like to slow down when I'm low in health because I need to be fast and low in health, not slow. Oh, God. Alright. Oh, alright. Yes. You got a fast fire rate though. Oh, great. Flamethrower guy made it here. I have a grenade for you. Do no damage, but it does lots of. But has lots of. Can fire quickly. I think the sound's really low in this game.
The tank
Oh, hello.
changed the shape of the war.
Oh, it's German. Here's the thing on his helmet.
They were mostly on our side. Mostly.
Oh, great. Turn. Round. Ah. Well, in Richland, 1889 to 1918.
Use the M&G, sweep the ground! Keep going, driver!
Yeah, until the Germans got these.
That's our flying boys up there! Keep your eyes on
And,
the
well,
ground,
these were
son.
people. Yeah, another thing that people complain about Battlefield 1 beta is it's not World War 1 enough. Is this World War 1 enough for you?
We've got them on the run! Push on!
Yes. I wish I could be him, but nah.
Forward! For king and country!
I can look anywhere else. These things.
We'll chase Britain
Gotcha.
all the way back to Berlin!
Yes, man. Thanks. They don't. They have an airship up.
Incoming!
We care. Oh, flamethrower guys. That guy. He killed me twice. Or he got me killed twice.
Move, driver! Go
Or I got two guys killed twice that I was controlling.
Get a clear shot on that blasted field gun, you take it!
Indeed.
Hold on! We're
But then
pushing
he's
through!
showed you he is. Well, that's not mess with him. Clearly surrendered.
Good shot! Let's open a path for our lads! Move up with the rest of the armor!
Well, tell me where it is. I mean, that's known as compass rose. Yes, we're in the tank.
Push on, damn it! We're almost through!
Up
Fire
there.
anything that
Got it.
moves. We're gonna make it!
Remember, look for the different helmets. Germans had. Oh, hello. Where?
Instead of adventure, we found fear.
Germans have spikes and or things over their ears, while British have.
True equalizer.
British has a little rectangle in the middle. Indeed. Ah. Oh, great. Are we stuck? Oh. Ah, for Ernest. 1897 to 1918. Oh, that's weird. Oh, great, gas. Gas mask is what? Yes, I got it right.
Airship coming down!
Oh, yeah, he's out of here. It's a bolt action rifle. Great, get out of that, man. Get what Yeah, if you don't know, in World War I, people joined up for their militaries for various things. One, they wanted to serve the military. Two, they might want glory. Three, adventure, like they've been saying. Adventure coming again. Great, we need flying tanks. More action rifle out. Oh, it's wait, get the gas mask off. Wait, gas mask. Oh, you! Oh, it's something. It's like a machine gun, isn't it? I'm definitely getting this guy this time. Get the thing off your head. Off. Oh, great. Oh, I can't take out the gas. Great. How are you? Run! Run! Don't fight him. I'm holding my ground, but I'm going to hold it from over here. I will end this guy again. Yeah, you can take off your gas mask right now. Did we get him? I guess we were shooting tanks, but I think we got him. Got my guy. I can't take off the gas mask right now. And maps at the very least feel open. They don't feel as claustrophobic as like Battlefield Green did. I got you. Oh! We got each other. Very Madison. 1892 to 1918. Alright. Oh, ball action rifle, fantastic. Oh, snap! It looks like you just switched guys. Hello, good sir. May I just doing some bayonet? Oh, okay. Well, never mind. Get behind some cover.
Push.
Oh! I guess that's the artillery.
push.
Oh, great.
Every once in a while, we push hard enough that the light breaks through the
Oh, we're still good?
cloud.
Oh, I guess about the artillery.
It's in a world beyond the war glimmers. Just out of reach.
Oh, hello.
The war is the world, and the world is the war. But behind every gun sight is a human being. We are those people. We are the jaded, and we are the naive. We are the honorable
Wanna be friends?
and the criminal. We are the bound for legend and the lost to history. We are the knights of the sky, the ghosts in the desert, and the rats in the mud. These are our stories.
Let's see this trailer.
As the old empires struggled to assert themselves, the entire world was caught in an inevitable cataclysm. The war covered the globe.
African American
Old
troops.
empires and new worlds. Old ways and new ideas. All of mankind fought. 100 big ideas
I
marched
guess the
off
question
into
to
the war
ask
to
is,
end all
for all people
wars.
that were disappointed with Battlefield campaign
was
before, are
consuming
you happy
us all.
now?
And there was no end in sight.
Well told. Apparently the campaign's called War Stories. And it's open, you know, you can pick whatever mission you want. Or at least out of the first 5.